how to retreat in mundane life, especially those who cannot go for 3 years to do retreat, 3-year retreat, as like me. That's why maybe you might think, oh, maybe those only monks and nuns, they can do retreat like me, shaving hair, wearing red robes, little bit short. Anyway, short, I'm just joking, but only they can do retreat, and we have no opportunity to retreat because we are very busy. We have busy life, and we have to take a lot of responsibility for family, children, and I have to work for every day under very stress. And how I can manage retreat in my life? Actually, it's possible. If you can manage your time, still you can do retreat at your home. This is why, of course, it may not become like a 3-year retreat, but you can make it some retreat. For example, every month you have two days, day off, like every month. Possible you can do retreat even at your home. For example, every month you have 4 weeks, and this why each week you have 1 weekend. This why for 1 month you have 4 weekends. Maybe you can choose 1 weekend for 2 days. You can do retreat at your home, and morning you can wake up around, I don't know, whatever you wake up, maybe 6, 7. You don't have to wake up 3 o'clock. If you can sleep well and wake up and you do sessions. Normally, one session is about 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hour, or maybe maximum maybe 3 hours. So 1.5 hour or 2 hours and between 3 hours, something like that. So maybe morning you can have short session about 1.5 hours, and after that you can take, I don't know, breakfast, little bit relax. After that you can do maybe 2 hours, then you can take lunch. After lunch maybe you can get a little nap, nice nap, short nap, and you can do another session, maybe 2 hours or maybe 2.5 hours, a little bit longer. Then break. You can take dinner, and in between that you can prepare and read some books also. And after dinner you can have one session also, 1.5 hour, 2 hour session. There's a total 4 sessions for day, and you can do 2 days nice retreat at your home. And also you can do retreat, some like week retreat. Sometimes there's maybe one week retreat as group retreat. And for example, I'm making this joy of living retreats. Each one is 1 week, something like that. This kind of retreat, you can search some other teacher. They also have like 10 days retreat and 7 days retreat. You can do those retreats also. And there's another important advice, which is I like very much. You don't have to make special session, but you try to make whole day as like retreat. And how to do that? For example, morning when you wake up, you think, okay, today I'm going to practice meditation as much I can. I will try my best to practice meditation. For what? Not only for my own benefit, to benefit for all living beings, all sentient beings, remove obstacle, problems of the suffering, and help them to achieve enlightenment, to become a Buddha. For that reason, I'm going to practice. That's Buddhicitta. And after that, you can take refuge or any practice. If you do daily practice, you can do a little bit short daily practice. If not, also okay. Beginning with bodhicitta. Then for the day, you can practice meditation. And you can have some little counting machine, For example, I'm normally using mala. Okay, let's say here mala. And for example, if you practice shamatha meditation, maybe you can, whenever you remember shamatha meditation, count 1. So you just practice your meditation, repeat it again and again, just counting the application of meditation. Apply. Even you cannot really enter the state of meditation, it's okay. You just go on, and maybe you can talk with other people, or whenever you remember, meditate. Just remember your meditation for a few seconds. And if you're talking with phone, hello, how are you? Or you can rest into meditation also. So you can practice meditation every day, short time, many times. And then first maybe you can set up like 30 times per day. And as you more develop your experience, then you can do more and more. Maybe first 30 times, then slowly 50 times, and slowly 100. Just remember your meditation. Apply. This is why count the application of your practice. But don't worry about the quality of meditation. You really can enter the good state of meditation or not. Don't care. Just count application of meditation. This is why my father used to tell me that application of meditation is more important than meditation, or intention to meditate is more important than meditation. Because intention, the moment when you try to meditate, you have awareness, you have mindfulness, it's right there. And this way you can develop meditation. But actually if you meditate, even though you have experience of meditation, it's not stable. One day okay, one day not okay. Today is nice, peaceful, blissful, clarity, non-conceptual experience. Tomorrow no, dull, unclear, pain. It's like meditation is up and down. But wish to apply meditation, you can keep all the time. And that is most important. This is why, and before you go to sleep, you can dedicate the virtue of your meditation practice. Because why you meditate? To benefit for other sentient beings. And at the end of the day, you can dedicate that virtue to all sentient beings. And you can think the Buddha and Bodhisattva from the past, present or future, and you can follow them, whatever they dedicate, and thinking that I'm going to follow same as their dedications, Buddha and Bodhisattva's dedications, and you're going to dedicate same like their dedication to their dedication, almost like you are imitating Buddha's dedications. And dedicate this virtue to all sentient beings, free from obstacle and negativity, and in the end, they become a Buddha, achieve enlightenment. And this way, whole day become practice. If you don't like to hold the mala, while you're walking, if you're driving car, mala like this, looks a little bit difficult, yeah. Or you're working in office, or you're meeting in front of many people, and you're holding mala like this. It's a little bit funny. Then you can have some other options. You can count with special counting machine. Like this. No, this is too big. This is actually torch, flashlight. But you can find small things. Buy in a grocery store. Just count. Whenever you meditate, count. Also possible. Or you can count with your fingers, like this, also possible. And another option is you can put some signs, special stars in your office, or in your home. Whenever you see the star, remember your meditation. Or another option is write a letter. Don't wonder, or just word say meditation, something like that. That's also remind you. This way, your daily life and meditation, the practice, dharma, whatever, spiritual life, become one. This way, whole your life become retreat. For example, your daily life, your work, your job, for example, like meeting, having party, lunch and dinner, whatever, and your spiritual life, like meditation, dharma, practice, become one. This way, whole day, whole your life become retreat. How nice.